Hello and welcome back to another episode of Flyer News Movie Reviews. I'm Alex Hirsch, and today, as you can tell, I'm going to be covering this movie solo. That's right, I'm reviewing the movie Gods of Egypt, just like Entertainment told you I would. So, for better or worse, let's begin this review, because this movie is... we'll get into that. Alright, so Gods of Egypt. This movie was directed by the guy who directed the movie The Crow a long time ago, Alex Proyas. So be prepared for some butchering of a few names. The movie stars Gerard Butler, Brenton Wyatt, Chadwick Boseman, Jeffrey Rush, and a whole mess of people that somehow got coerced into doing this. Funny how this movie is called Gods of Egypt, and everyone also has a British accent for some reason. Weird. If you can tell by the tone of my voice right now, you can see that I'm not going to beat around the bush or anything. This movie is not a good movie, so let's just get that on the table right now. This movie has a ton of problems, and I'm going to gladly list them for you right now, starting with the acting. This movie has some of the worst acting I've seen in a while, especially by the guy, I just don't know his name, so I'm going to call him the kid from The Giver. So the Giver kid over here, he really does not know how to act in this film, okay? I'm sorry. There's a scene in this movie where he's trying to talk to someone that he's lost a long time ago, and it sounds like he's talking to a dog. So, acting, not necessarily that great. How's the effects? Well, they're plentiful, I'll give you that, but they look less like amazing thriller gladiators type stuff, and it looks more along the lines of Star Wars Attack of the Clones. There are some shots that would make my green screen look like Hollywood material. Effects in this movie are overall pretty bad, and the camera work is awful. Now, usually I'm complaining about shaky cam, and to this movie's credit, it doesn't really have too much of that. Instead, it opts to do this weird sort of 360 camera rotation. Every time there's an action scene, everything in the camera froze, they struck a pose, and then the camera's rotating all around them in some kind of crazy stylized fashion. And at first, it looks cool, but come the 4th, 5th, and then 17th time, let's begin to wind things down with what I thought of this movie overall. And as you can tell, I didn't like this movie really at all. This movie lacks something that all films should have, at least if they're trying to engage us, and that is tension. This movie has like no tension at all. Every time there's some sort of a death trap or some horrible thing that's going to happen, the characters don't even seem to react to it like it's a problem. And in the theater, I was just so bored by this movie. So for the grade, I'm going to be giving this movie 2 out of 5 flyers. This movie, it had some good elements to it. I'll give it that. I did like the main guy. Though I can't pronounce his name, I did kind of like his character. The humor sometimes actually did work for me. Other times it fell completely flat on its face. And that's where we get to our angry heads. I'm going to be giving this 3.5 out of 5 angry heads. Why? The really wooden acting, the overall everyone else is a boring character, the fact that all the action scenes are just horribly filmed, and the fact that there's just no tension in the film whatsoever. But yeah, that was my review for the movie Gods of Egypt. I'm Alex Hirsch, and to Gerard Butler out there, I say, better luck in London is falling.